Hello, Thrivers! We recently had the opportunity to see the majestic world of Alaska sailing on the NCL Bliss and their Inside Passage cruise from Seattle to several Alaskan ports and a stop in Victoria, British Columbia. If you don't know us yet, I'm Patrick, and with my wife Kimberly, we're a close to retirement couple who have raised our family, and now we're out to prove that adventure doesn't retire. If you'd like to see more videos or travel and lifestyle ideas, we'd love to have you join the Thrive Over 55 community by subscribing and hit that notification bell to be alerted when new videos are added. Following our day at sea, the NCL Bliss headed for the Alaskan port of Sitka. Day 3 started early for me, and the observation lounge was the perfect spot to get some work done, as the lounge has several comfortable places with power to sit and relax, have a quick bite and a cup of coffee from their continental buffet. The ship had been rolling through some rougher seas, and as you can see from my view on the observation lounge, with the horizon rising and lowering with the ship's pitching and rolling. We had a busy day planned in Sitka, and once Kim was ready, we headed for the local for breakfast. We both opted for the American breakfast, Kim having bacon with her scrambled eggs and potatoes, and I opted for sausage with my eggs over easy. We arrived in Sitka around 10 a.m., and the ship docks at the Sitka Sound Pier. The cruise ship Riviera was already at port when we arrived. You can see from the ship comparison the massive size of the NCL Bliss as it berthed next to the Riviera. The weather forecast originally called for rain throughout the day, and we prepared accordingly, but we were treated with partly cloudy blue skies and sunshine throughout the day. Following a short walk to the terminal area, since our time to board the shuttle was not until 11 o'clock, we had some time to wander through the cruise terminal shop, which includes apparel having Alaska and Sitka branding and a wide selection of clothing with a Native American appearance and appeal. Jewelry and some incredible sculptures were also on display and for sale. As our time approached, we queued up in the Reservations line to catch the 15-minute shuttle to the town of Sitka. You can get your reservations months in advance. I'll leave a link to the shuttle booking website in the description below. Once on the shuttle, which looks more like a school or prison bus, and is called out as such by the drivers, our driver provided a nice introduction to the town, its commerce, history, and other information that we found informative and useful. The shuttle unloads all passengers at the Harrigan Centennial Hall, which is where most excursions depart from, and is just a short walk from historical parts of downtown, such as the Russian Orthodox Cathedral. So we arrived at the Harrigan Centennial Hall at just after 11 o'clock, so it was a 15-minute drive on the bus. Doug, our bus driver and tour guide, pointed out a number of things to us. We are now walking. We've got an hour before we have to get to our excursion, so we got here early. We're walking along to he said the silverback salmon are running and running strong. So we're walking around the marina to the national park where they're running to get our first glimpse of the salmon running upstream. In Crescent Bay, we saw the cruise ship Oceana Silver Moon. At the marina, the salmon were jumping regularly, which is an interesting contrast from what we're used to seeing in California and Hawaii. Walking back, we passed by the old Russian bishop's house, built in the mid-1800s, and back into Harrigan Centennial Hall, wandering through the displays showing the history and culture of Sitka. There is a Sitka History Museum you can visit for a small fee here as well. We booked our excursion outside of the Norwegian site and used a company called Sitka Wildlife Tours, and they connect directly with the cruise lines and have a return guarantee prior to your ship's departure. I'll put a link to their website in the description below. The tour began with a short drive over the A&B Harbor to a site that was used by the U.S. Army in World War II as an Army and Air Base to defend against attacks from Japan. Our first primary excursion destination was Fortress of the Bear. This is a bear recovery and rescue center and is home to several black and brown bears. The caretakers tend to the bears and check their health in a very interesting fashion. During feeding time, they prompt the bears to stand on their hind legs with their front paws held high, exposing their belly for a quick visual health check. It was getting close to hibernation time, and the bears were eating regularly to store up for the long sleep. On the drive back towards Sitka, we stopped at a scenic view of Silver Bay. Silver Bay is a 350-foot deep glacial fjord with beautiful coastline and water temperatures averaging 45 degrees as it is fully glacier fed. Its primary use today is by a Sitka seafood cannery. It was then on to the Raptor Center, another rescue and care facility in Sitka. The Raptor Center cares for predatory birds such as bald eagles, ravens, hawks, owls, and falcons. The primary purpose is to rehabilitate injured birds and release them back into their natural habitat. Kim's dad, John, was able to get the bald eagles to respond, and it was really cool to hear them chatter about. After spending time admiring the majestic birds at the Raptor Center, it was a short drive to the Sitka National Historic Park, where we walked through the Totem Walk, displaying many different and unique totem poles carved by hand and each telling their own story. Along the way, we stopped at a footbridge crossing the Indian River, where we watched the endless salmon swimming upstream to lay their eggs. Our tour guide told the story of a salmon's life, from hatching to venturing out to the ocean, just to return 18 months later, spawn and pass on life to the next generation of pink and chum salmon. The Totem Walk is through a part of the Alaskan rainforest, and you could see the results of the wet environment on the trees that would tumble over, roots and all, due to the loose soil. This ended our excursion, and we highly recommend it if you visit Sitka on a cruise or otherwise. After the short return shuttle ride, we said goodbye to Sitka. We had evening reservations on ship at the Q Texas Smokehouse restaurant. Dinner was fantastic. We had appetizers like deviled eggs, which I had been told in advance were to die for, and they really were. Chopped salads, tortilla soup, brisket sliders, and fried okra. Our main entrees included beef short ribs with both sweet and tangy and classic barbecue sauce available, salmon, and pork spare ribs. The local ship band Red Horses took the stage during dinner and played some familiar songs with a country vibe and made the dinner experience even better. I should have been a cowboy. I should have been a cowboy. For dessert, we enjoyed bread pudding with warm caramel sauce, peach cobbler, both a la mode and plain, and a warm skillet brownie with chocolate sauce and vanilla ice cream. It was the perfect way to end a great meal. After a little fun in the casino playing craps and pai-gow poker, it was time to turn in and rest up for our glacier viewing and port day in Juneau. Day 4 was a highlight of the entire trip. Sailing up the Tracy Fjords and within clear sight of Dawes Glacier. Being the eternal early bird, I made a stop at the Garden Cafe for a simple buffet breakfast. The ship made its way through the Tracy Fjords with its gorgeous natural coastline, showing no sign of human settlement or interruption. As we neared the glacier, we began to see small, then larger icebergs, some as large as a minivan, dotting the passageway. They call these bergy bits, and the closer we sailed toward the glacier's edge, the more the water turned to a milky blue. Waterfalls frequented the coastline, and the tree line not only was right up to the coast, but trees also grew along the coastline cliffsides. Even in September, snow was seen at the tops of the mountains. Once we were within a mile or two of the glacier, the ship stopped, and the bow of the ship was open for a great viewing spot. And once turned around, we made our way back through the fjords and on our way to the port city and capital of Alaska, Juneau. We had rented a car through Turo, and I cannot recommend Turo enough. It is easy, secure, and our car host, Anthony, was responsive and accommodating. We took the short drive up to Mendenhall Glacier. This is a popular excursion destination in Juneau, and soon we found out why. Our first adventure was a 1-mile walk to Nugget Falls. For those venturing to Juneau, this is a can't-miss place to visit. The main pathway to Nugget Falls is paved, and we saw people of all ages, male and female, children, people in great shape, and perhaps not so much, making the walk. If you can do some walking before your cruise, which is always a good idea, and have some comfortable walking shoes, such as trail shoes or good hiking boots, you will not be disappointed. The falls are accessible and you can get right up to them, which I was able to do and ventured out on a rock walkway to hear the falls crashing down just behind me, the mist of the water enveloping me while I was in awe of the majestic power of nature. This is loud and misty, wet, and violent. Holy cow! After marveling at the falls, we started back, and I veered off to take the shoreline walk back to the visitor center. This was a treat, as I had fantastic views in my rear view of the falls and of Mendenhall Glacier, as well as of the vast rainforest and mountains leading to and from the glacier itself. The clouds were low and the mountains cut through them in an awesome spectacle. Back at the visitor center, we wandered through the displays showing the history of the glacier since first discovered, including an incredible video showing the glacier's reduction since the 1950s. Other displays explain the local Tlingit tribe's presence in Alaska, and there is a gift shop with apparel, pictures, cards, and small replicas of the glaciers for sale. Returning the car to where we picked it up, Kim, John, and Stacy walked the short walk back to the ship while I headed for the Red Dog Saloon. This is an historic saloon with great ambiance. So an interesting story about the Red Dog Saloon. The building it's in has only been here since 1987. Before that it was in a different part of town, and before that it was in a tent. I had my first and only duck fart shot, and after taking in the pictures and sights of the saloon, I too made the short walk back to the ship. Kim and I opted for dinner in the Taste main dining room, and after our appetizers, bruschetta and lobster ravioli, we decided on 3-cheese baked ziti and lemon pepper shrimp for our main entrees. We went to our cabin and sat on the balcony as the ship prepared to depart Juneau amidst a deep fog that had rolled in. My step count for the day was 17,950, which is over 10 miles. It was the perfect ending to an incredible day, and we were excited for the next Alaskan port, Icy Strait Point.